Some books are good books, some books are great books, but a five-star read is an exceptional book. It is a blend of extraordinary storytelling with an impact that will last long after you finish the book. I've come up with a point system to help me decide whether or not a book is a five-star or not. And I'm going to be sharing that with you along with a couple of books. We're going to put my point system to the test. My name is Raquel. Welcome and welcome back. So, the point system is there are 10 details. Each detail is worth 1 point. 2 points is 1 star. 4 points is 2 stars. 3 points is 3 stars. Uh, so on and so forth, basically. And so the details are: is the story relatable? Like, can I see it happening? Does it make sense to me? Can I get with what they're talking about? Are the characters unforgettable? Do I like the characters? Do they pull me in? I mean, I don't necessarily have to like them, but do they draw me in? Are they worth paying attention to? Is it engaging? Am I in this book? Am I, looking forward to reading it? Am I able to just lock in with it? Does it have a unique perspective? So we've all seen books with kidnappings, and I've come across a lot of them here lately. But is there something different about this kidnapping that's not the same as all the others? Um, is there a surprise in there? Something that I did not expect to happen? Like, did something happen that fits the story, but unexpected? Did it make me feel something? Like, did I get emotional? Did I laugh? Did it make me angry? Is it thought provoking? Um, did it make me think about something? Did it bring back a memory? Did it make me want to dissect it? Or was it just like, ho hum, okay, whatever? Um, is it unpredictable? Like, I don't want to be able to say what's going to happen next and it actually happens. Yeah, so I'm not into predictable. I like the unexpected. And did it reel me in from the beginning? And did they tie it up in a nice, neat bow at the end? So, the first book we're going to talk about is The Marriage Favor by Siobhan Latrice. So, The Marriage Favor is a book that I talked about in previous video. It is the video, is it worth the hype, from the TikTok. And I have to say, I wish I would have read this book so much earlier than I did. It was a great book. So let's take it through the steps. Was it relatable? Yes. So this book is about a woman named Larissa Compton. She is married. Her husband is a pastor of a prominent church. They live a nice, comfortable, middle class life. She is not struggling. Everything is wonderful. Her and her husband has the situation, and Larissa decides, nope, not going to do it. Cannot do it. So they get a divorce. She takes her 6 kids, and now she lives, in this low income neighborhood with these 6 boys. She's working multiple jobs trying to make ends meet. And at one point, she is not able to make the rent on time. So the owner of this building that she lives in, he comes over because he wants his money. And that is how they meet. He is the owner of the building that she lives in. And she explains her situation and talks him into coming back on a different day to pick up his rent. So now they have seen each other multiple times and they are cultivating some sort of friendship or, something. And so Prime, Mr. St. Thomas, he is a cancer survivor. And at the time that he had it, he is determined that uh, he if he gets through this, he wants to pay it forward. He finds out that one of Larissa's son has a illness, and he wants to pay it forward to her son because he knows what it's like. He knows that she does not have the money, that her health care is a little wonky, and her son is in dire need of health care, and he wants to be of help. And so this is really when they start to cultivate this friendship or relationship or whatever it is. And um, she has 5 other boys other than the one who he is helping. And so some of these boys are teenagers, and it is so relatable because if you can imagine a man coming into a woman's life and she's got teenage sons, you gotta know that there's going to be some issues. So this was a great story. There were so many things happening, but it didn't feel like I couldn't keep up. Like I didn't know who was talking and what was happening and who was doing what. I loved her son, the character Kari. He was a headache and a half, but I loved his character. I loved Larissa's character. I loved Prime's character. He could be my book boyfriend any day. Um, let's see, there was a surprise in the story. It made me feel something. There were times where I was so frustrated. There were times when I was mad. This book definitely made me feel a couple of different things. It was thought provoking. It had a lot of different types of relationships going on because even the kids were in some relationships. You had lover relationships, you had father son relationship, mother son relationship, friendships. There were all sorts of different relationships going on here. And I enjoyed the different dynamics of the relationships. I really, really did. I don't think I've ever read a book that had so many different things going on where you know who the two main characters are, but some of the other characters, I felt like they were main characters as well. Excuse me. I felt like they were main characters as well. Some of her kids did kind of play the background, but I felt like there were multiple main characters, and I really enjoyed it. Um, it definitely hooked me from the beginning. That was the thing that really I think it was, I want to say maybe 3 to 5 pages I was in. I had already decided around 3 to 5 pages I'm reading this book. And then it was not predictable. There was never a moment where I thought I knew, well, then there was never a moment when I actually knew what was going to happen, even though there were times when I was thinking I knew what was going to happen. It didn't happen the way I thought it was. So that was great. And then the closing. With everything that was happening in the book, I did kind of anticipate that everything would not be kind of wrapped up, but it was. And the great thing is that the other characters now have other books because this particular book is not a new book. And so it is book one. And they're on book 7 at this point. And so I'm really, really excited, looking forward to reading the other books in the character because I feel like I know these people at this point. And that is another thing that really makes it a great read. I am in tune with these characters and I want to go for the ride. I am not finished. It's not time to get off yet. I can't wait to get into book number 2. And so, book number 2 for this video is Untethered. It is by Angela Jackson Brown. Untethered is a book about a lady named Kasha Daniels who has taken on head of the household for her family after her father passes away. Her family consists of her mother and her 2 twin brothers, Aaron and Marcus. At this point in the book, Aaron and Marcus are joining the military, and this is 1960s Alabama, so you have racial tension, and you also have the Vietnam War. Now that her brothers are going to the military, that is putting a lot of pressure on her and her mom. Kasha's plate is always full, not just full, but overflowing. Kasha is also a director at the Pike Home for Negro Boys, which is a group home for Black boys. She is a awesome caregiver, awesome provider, protector. She takes care of these kids like they're her own. She doesn't have any kids, but she's a mother to these kids, especially these 2 children, Pee Wee and Chad. I feel like with Pee Wee and Chad, she kind of crosses the line a bit. But I also feel like because something is against the rules or against the law or whatever you want to call it, it does not make it wrong. It just means that somebody made a rule or a law about that particular thing. So I feel like Pee Wee and Chad deserve all the love, care, and protection that she gives them, and even more, even though the things that she has, some of the things she's done may be against the rules. And I just feel like, never mind. Anyway, but I feel like I know Kasha, like she can be my aunt or one of my grandmothers or something. People who are always taking care of other people, but nobody seems to take care of them, or they seem not to be able to lean on other people. They always have to be the strong one. And I think this is due to a situation that Kasha experienced. She feels unworthy and doesn't know how to allow people into her life. She's very guarded as far as her personal life. And uh, she is she's a really nice woman, a good person, very caring, loving, but she won't let anybody in. And the thing that kind of recharges her or gives her solace are these 2 really simple things. She loves Nina Simone and she loves to read. So if she isn't at home, she's at the group home, or she's listening to Nina Simone or reading a book. Like, that's it. And I think she deserves so much more than that. Um, there is an old high school classmate who comes into the picture, and she is so guarded, she will not accept um, his offer for, well, she accepts his offer for friendship, but it almost seems kind of one sided, unfortunately. But this was a great book. It was relatable in the sense, like I said, Kasha could easily be one of my grandmothers or my aunts. She is an unforgettable character. Her, Pee Wee, and Chad. The book was engaging. It was super hard to put down. I picked it up every chance I got. It was a unique perspective in the sense that I really didn't know very much about a boys' home or a group home, or and the things that are happening in the things that are happening were enlightening for me. So I not only is it a unique perspective It was informational for me, which is why I love historical fiction. And then it was very thought provoking. Because of the situation that happened to Kasha because of the Vietnam War, her brother's reaction once he came back. Like, there were lots of things that ran through my mind about this book. It was not predictable at all. As a matter of fact, there is a point in the book where I thought, oh, yeah, I know what's going to happen. And it did not happen the way I thought it was going to happen. Not at all. Period. Did not happen the way I thought it would. It did hook me. I was hooked in the beginning. I want to say maybe the first one or two chapters, I had already decided, yeah, this is going to be it. I'm going to read this. And then she did wrap it up. The part with her brothers, I got closer. As I got closer to the end, I kept wondering if she was going to wrap it up, if there was going to be closure in that area. And right when I thought there was not going to be closure, there was. So she hit all 10 points, and that makes this a 5-star read. Okay, and I also have another book. It is called Cinnamon and Gold. It is by Lady Marie. It's a short. It's only 99 pages. And I wanted to use this one as an example because it is a short and because it does not hit all 10 points. And what happens. So Cinnamon and Gold is about a young lady named Cinnamon who has broken up with her boyfriend of 2 years. They've been broken up for 5 months. And she used to go to a potluck style dinner with her ex at his family's house. Unfortunately, since they've broken up, they have not taken her out of the group text. And so she gets this group text that is hilarious. I loved it. That was the thing that pulled me in. It pulled me in immediately. It was so funny. So the group text is ex's her ex's mother talking about, who's going to bring what to this potluck style Thanksgiving. And she is putting her foot down. She is cracking on one of her sisters and her cooking, and it is just funny. And so Cinnamon has a really great relationship with her ex's mother, although they're not together anymore. She allows the ex's mother to convince her to come and bring some sweet potato pies to the potluck Thanksgiving dinner. And you know what happens next? Drama ensues. It is a really good read. So, as far as the points, I would say it was engaging. It made me laugh. It hooked me from the beginning. It had a great close. Unforgettable characters, and yeah, I guess I give it a relatable story. So basically, that was 6 of the 10 details for the book, and that would make it 3 stars. That makes it a 3-star, but it does not make it a bad book. I totally enjoyed the book. On Goodreads or Amazon, uh, you probably wouldn't pick it with a 3-star, and the author wouldn't be very happy about it. So, of course, I wouldn't do that on Goodreads or Amazon. But for me, 3 stars is still a good book. It's only 99 pages. I do not anticipate that it would hit all 10 points in 99 pages. So it doesn't make it any less of a good book. By the point system, it would be 3 stars, but I would actually give it about a 4, 3.5, 4. it was good. I liked it. I'm gonna check out some of her other work and see if they're as good as that, because I can imagine that she probably does have some 4 stars if she has any, maybe 200-300 page books. So, anyways, I want to know, if do you have a system for deciding how you pick a 5 star book, or is the book just a good book, a 5 star book, a great book? Like, how does it work for you? Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you soon.